see on the plate. Toner is half the size of like a really finely ground piece of rosin. So if you're hoping to use the toner as an aquatint, then you're probably going about 9 minutes before your really faint areas are going to burn out. So you're always kind of playing a balance game. And because of that, I kind of drew willy-nilly on there. I didn't really kind of pay attention to the marks I was making. But because of that, it's nice to sort of make a uniform thickness and etch in different stages. So, you know, you can do your fine stage, etch it for just a short amount of time, take it out, wash it all off, and then do a heavier one, and then you can etch that for longer. So it depends, is my answer.
How do you apply the toner operative?
Oh, I wouldn't do that. It's toner operative, you'd handshake, but that's a lot of airborne, and it makes me a little nervous. I wouldn't recommend it, although I've tried it. But I'm a big fan of rosin for aquatint, so I just love that little, speckle of rosin in there. I love shaking it, I love dusting it.
You said you did your aquatints horizontally, right?
To etch?
Yeah, and is that straight up ferric, or is that like citric acid and ferric to do?
Yeah, I learned a lot about ferric recently. We buy our ferric in a 55-gallon drum. We've got a lot of drums from Fuji Hunt, because it's a photochemical, and I need a ferric that's going to work for Photogravure. When you make ferric chloride, it's about making the ferrous oxide go into solution, and it doesn't want to blend with water, so you have to give it a catalyst. A lot of times that catalyst is hydrochloric acid. It adds a hydrogen, atom or whatever the thing is to the select mixture, and it all helps. But any presence of any acidic quality will destroy your gel. So they use hydrogen peroxide, which also has a free hydrogen atom, to make the Fuji Hunt stuff. But then it drops your shelf life back. So my 55-gallon drum, which is a third left, recently started oxidizing my soft grounds, which means that if you're doing a really fine soft ground, sometimes it fluffs off of there. And so I was on the phone with the chemists at Fuji Hunt, because I've got a lot of acid left and I can't use it for my soft grounds. And they said add sodium hydroxide, which is lye. And so I happen to have some sodium hydroxide around. And so you make a really strong solution of the sodium hydroxide carefully. And because that's the Fight Club chemical, when he kisses.
I was going to say, why do you say carefully?
It'll burn you
Fight
faster
Club.
than acid. And pour it in, and that will take all of the ferric's oxidation, congeal it so it looks like you've ruined your bath for a second, and then you toss it back and forth, and everything goes back into solution, and you've reached sort of a better equilibrium. Because when the ferrous oxide comes out of solution and starts crystallizing in the bottom, you'll see it as kind of orange cake on the bottom of your ferric. That is changes the solution into something that's more alkali, and the alkali attacks the grease in the soft ground. And as it attacks the grease in the soft ground, it oxidizes the top and destroys your pattern. So, if you're trying to save a 55-gallon drum, you have to learn chemistry. I cowboy it. It's not like I grand scale it or anything. I just put like 4 heaping teaspoons of.
Fortunately, I can't afford 55 gallons, so I buy it a gallon at a time.
Also in this search, I've found a press called Cape Fear Press in Cape Fear.
They recently had a lot of photography stuff going on.
She's awesome. The printer that's up there, I don't know if she likes MasterPrint or not. I think it's pretentious, so we collaborate. But the printer up there is really friendly, offers up a lot of information. She's got a really beautiful, she works a little bit as a retailer, and she has a brand of wrist-on photopolymer film that's like a quarter of the thickness that's the Z-Acryl stuff, so you can get all that much more detail out of it. And she's selling acid fairly cheap. She's a pretty good source for a lot of things. She also does the aquatint screens for polymer plants. If you look at her student work, she does workshops. It's really amazing student work.
So anybody time that by any chance?
About one Robert Brown diatribe.
Okay, so we're at about 5 minutes, and that was when I turned the tape back on because I didn't have it on when he was telling me about that earlier. So we have missed some things. It will be a kind of spotty video. Oh, what did he say there?
Are you gonna share that?
I am going to share that, Stephanie. I'm going to share this on YouTube. What did we decide the title was going to be?
Cooking with Robert.
Cooking with Robert. Cooking with Robert at North Georgia College and State University, the military college of Georgia.
No, also in the two-step reasoning phase, where am I going with this acid-covered plate?
Oh my gosh! Quickly, let's right below you to the left, Valerie, open up that cabinet, bottom left, other side, turn left. Open that up. Grab that tray in the bottom.
Perfect.
And fill it with some water from that sink. And if I could get whoever's gray purse that is right there, if you could move your gray purse and maybe slide those felts down one table, and we'll use that table as a work table. That's actually normally what my work table is. And I do normally I use water to stop the ferric chloride from working, I think.
That works great.
I surmised that, I was guessing when I did that, but it was to help my students. How do we blot this plate? Okay, so let's watch the magic be carried right over. Okay, that is Valerie Dibble from Kennesaw State University, carefully balancing the water for Robert's mixture.
Here's a weight training.
Okay. And there's some newsprint right there as well. We can blot right behind the purses. Yes.